This is a
17th,
demonstration of
18th,
Wirecast.
and 19th. That's March 17th, 18th. Going in such as Qigong, Tai Chi, Reiki, pranic healing, numerology, astrology, iridology. Because it's a holistic event. We have Brother
This
Sufi
is
here.
a demonstration
We had
of
Brother El Salhu, Brother Elu, El. We had it here. We had it going. We did rituals. We did ceremonies. We did lectures, seminars. We did it all. So those who need to come need to definitely go to the website, to calendar of events for the March.
This is a
If not, give us
demonstration
a
of
call at
Wirecast.
910-364-9099.
Alim, it sounds like that number cut out. Repeat that number again.
Yeah, 910-364-9099.
What's the last four digits?
9099.
This is a demonstration
Excellent.
of Wirecast.
All right, people, so you have the brother contact information, especially if you saw part one yesterday. Part one was fire. We're going to have Alim, a regular, on here. And for the people that's in Brooklyn, New York, you must know this brother is going to be a regular. And you only met Alim. You haven't even met his wife yet. All right? So those two are fire. We're going to have them.
This is a demonstration of
Wirecast. For
Wirecast.
them to come up very soon. All right? So people ain't going to have no excuses. They're going to be able to see, know what's going on, know what's being done. Sooner or later I'll be on one of Alim's shows. Alim is a brother. He helped me out. I was on his shows a few times, and this guy got a lot going on. So we got to introduce this man to the people. His wife had to have a lot going on, so we have to introduce her to the people.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
The new crowd that's coming in into this so-called quote-unquote conscious community. Alim El-Bey, without further ado, take it away, blast them hard. The last part we took off with the hemisphere and which one correlated which angel and how that also affects your body.
Right.
I got a good memory. I didn't even have to go back to the show. Hit them with that, Ali.
All right. Well, what we was talking about is how the chakra system correlates to the areas in the brain, as the areas in the brain correlates to the sky above. As above, so below, as within, so without. So let's break that down. Let's look at the chakra system. We was talking about the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, the thyroid, parathyroid glands, the thymus gland, the spleen, the pancreas, and within the woman, the uterus and the ovaries, within the male, the testes and the prostate. These are the 7 major endocrine glands in your bodily system. All right. Also, let's talk about the adrenal glands, as they're part of that connection which sits directly on top of the
Wirecast.
So these are the major endocrine glands in your body. All right. These glands are operated by basically the first brain, which is the brain stem. Then you have the second brain, which is essentially the pons. All right, which sits on the. You have the spinal column as it comes up in the brain, and the first portion of that is the first brain, and right above that is the pons, which is the second brain. Then you have the third brain, which is the cerebellum, which looks directly,
this is a
which looks
demonstration
nearly
of
identical
Wirecast.
to the heart. All right, matter of fact, the heart and the cerebellum are the first bodies or glands formed in the human body. All right. Then you have basically the fourth brain, which is the midbrain, which is further up where the pineal gland sits at, which is in what is known as the third ventricle. Then you have basically the fifth brain, which is called the cave of Brahma.
Of Wirecast.
Right? That is exactly where the pineal gland is, as it oversees that third ventricle, as it goes down into where the pituitary gland is. That whole area is called the midbrain section, but it's part of what is called the cave of Brahma within the Sanskrit. Then you have the sixth brain, all right, which is the cerebrum. All right, then you have the seventh brain, which is called the frontal lobe or the neocortex. These are the seven circuits of the brain that
This
been
is a
talked about for
demonstration
those who
of
might have heard
Wirecast.
of Dr. Jewel Pookrum. All right, she spoke about the seven circuits of the brain, but these are the seven circuits, and these seven circuits correlate to the seven atmospheres. All right, now the thing is, most people don't know what the name of the seven atmospheres are. So we want to get into that information. Now, when you look at the seven atmospheres, the Earth and its spheres, in other words, these are areas around
This
the
is a
planet
demonstration
in
of
which that
Wirecast.
shows density of air. All right, and the first place, one of the first place, is what is referred to as the mesosphere, which is about 40 miles up. The stratosphere, which is about 30 miles up. All right, you have the ozone layer. You have the magnetosphere. You have the
This is a demonstration of
troposphere,
Wirecast.
which is about 30,000 to 65,000 feet up. And then you have the ionosphere and the thermosphere. All right. And then you have, of course, our earthly sphere. So these are the seven spheres, and the circuits in your brain and your chakra system correlates to these atmospheric conditions. The reason why they want to mess with the ionosphere, which is through their heart system, is because they found out that after we leave our physical body, the electronic emissions in which that leaves, matter of fact, they found out that about 70 grams of weight leaves the physical body upon the point of death. And these are electronic emissions, along with the last breath, which was the cord in which that tied the soul to the physical body. So really, the electrons are your soul principle, and they leave the physical body.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Matter of fact, Grandmaster Sanyada taught us that the soul rises upon the breath. That's why the breath is so important. That's why I was talking about that yesterday. So the breath leaves the body and takes with it its electronic transmission. This is symbolic to the spirit and the soul leaving the body, which is what survives the physical body as the body dies or start to decompose. Now, we find out that this body is so light that it goes up into these various atmospheres. This is why Christians and Muslims and Jews, all who are monotheistic beliefs, believe that the body or soul body goes up into the sky. They always refer to heaven up there. Now, if you get the book called The Ankh, written by Nur Ankh Amin, in that book, he states everybody talk about heaven, but nobody seems to know exactly where it is. And he pinpointed. He states specifically that is in the ionosphere. It is in the ionosphere. So this is why it's important for us to understand. Matter of fact, the ionosphere is about 300 miles up or more, and it expands up into what is called the thermosphere, which is what is referred to as the Van Allen belt. This is the reason why we also state that the European never left the planet Earth, because there's so much radiation in the Van Allen belt. They will catch cancer nearly immediately trying to go through. This is why they had to case their ship, which is called the space shuttle, with melanin, in particular the nose portion, in order to help with coming back down into entrance into the Earth atmosphere. So really, they don't go no higher than the thermosphere. They can't bypass the thermosphere, which is what is referred to as the Van Allen belt. They can't go beyond that. All right? At least not humanly. All right? So this is just part of these atmospheres. This atmosphere is also spoken about within the Holy Quran, where it speaks about the seven heavens. Brother Joel was talking about the seven heavens basically yesterday, right before we got off. And he was like, oh no, we're going to have to come back to that one. So, let's get into these atmospheres and what we refer to as the seven heavens. All right, so when you look at the seven heavens, the first,
saying,
right?
Alim,
Yeah.
don't forget you got your PowerPoint. Show them through your PowerPoint as well. Don't forget.
This
Okay.
is a
All right.
demonstration
Well,
of Wirecast.
I'm gonna go to the PowerPoint right after so I can correlate the information. All right.
Cool.
All right. But first,
Hit 'em.
right. So the first heaven within Arabic is called Samayin, right? Or Shamayin. Shamayin basically is like the first heaven and is the border, the earth, and it is ruled, as they say, by the angel Gabriel or Jibril. This is the lowest of the heavens, and it's the border of our world, and it's basically is the thought to
This
be
is a
the dwelling place
demonstration
of
of
Adam and Eve.
Wirecast.
All right. This heaven being the first and closest to earth acts as a shading agent for the earth. So this heaven has clouds, wind, upper water. This is the home of 200 angels, basically who keep watch over the stars. All right. This is what is said based on the hadith and based on Arabic writing. Then you have the second heaven, all right, and which is called Rakia. Rakia
This is
is
a
basically
demonstration
ruled
of
by the archangel
Wirecast.
Raphael, all right, and Zachariel. And according to the book of Enoch, basically it is within this heaven that the fallen angels are in prison waiting for judgment in complete darkness. This was one of the times supposed to be the dwelling place of John the Baptist. All right, now the third heaven is called basically Sangul. Sagul, all right? And this is unique for many reasons because according to the book of Enoch, hell lies within the
This is a
northern
demonstration of
boundaries
Wirecast.
of this third heaven, all right? And is ruled by the angel Anahel, all right? Anahel and three subordinate angels, all right? Which is basically known as Jagniel, Rabakiel, and Daniel Kiel, and they are in the residence of the archangel Azarel, and who is actually the Islamic angel of death. All right, so this is like the Egyptian deity Anpu, as we refer to him as, or Anubis. You have the fourth heaven, which is called Makchin. All right, Makchin is ruled by the angel Michael. The heavenly, based on the Dictionary of Angels written by Godwin. It's here that according to the book of Enoch, that the Garden of Eden actually housed heaven, but it's in this particular heaven, the fourth heaven. Then you have the fifth heaven, which is basically Makon. All right, and Makon is the sea Jews. Region is where God, northern boundaries are said to be ruled by Metatron, who's also known as
This is a demonstration
Chamuel.
of Wirecast.
And like a great void of fire and smoke, has no firm ground above it or below it. Then you have the seventh heaven, right? The sixth heaven. The sixth heaven is ruled by Subel. Basically, is ruled by also by the angel of Zachiel, all right, and it's subordinate princes of Zubel, as that's what I was talking about, and Sabbath, all right, and it's like the angels' university of knowledge,
This is a
who
demonstration
basically
of
study
Wirecast.
an array of subjects, including what they call astronomy, ecology, the seasons, and mankind. Now, of course, all of this is what we refer to as anthropomorphic. Basically, it's metaphorical. All right, whether from the Jewish lore, such as the Dictionary of Angels or the Book of Enoch, or coming from the Kabbalistic teachings, or coming from the Holy Quran. These are all talking about the seven heavens.
This is a demonstration
symbolic.
of Wirecast.
All right, now rabble basically is ruled. That's what it's called, a rabbi, the God and the divine throne. Now, people might remember Cassiel because Cassiel was on the TV series for Natural. If you go back, Cassiel was the angel helping them. Natural that you used to watch. What's the name? guy who always wore that trench coat, the beige trench coat. He was the
yeah,
angel.
And they got so many Jewels on that movie.
Right. What was
Supernatural?
It was Supernatural.
They had Dean and then it
right,
was also
Dean and
his
This
brother.
is a
and his brother. I
demonstration
can't
of
remember his brother's name
Wirecast.
And
right
Gabriel
now.
the angel.
Right. But Cassiel is over the seventh heaven here within the Jewish law and within the Kabbalistic teachings and Dictionary of Angels by Godwin and so forth and so on. All right. So it says it's the home of God and the divine throne, and is also the abode of human souls waiting to be born. It is also the home of the highest order of angels, the seraphims, the cherubims, and the throne. All right. Now the seraphims
This
dwells
is a
in that
demonstration
upper
of
heaven, which is actually
Wirecast.
that arc over the planet, which is called the thermosphere, which is referred to as the Van Allen belt. All right, that is where we refer to as the seventh heaven, the cherubims, and basically they will be ruling essentially into the area of what we refer to as the ionosphere. All right, and then of course you have the throne, and then you have the different other orders of angels, in which that correlate various ones. We actually
This
are
is a
angels ourselves.
demonstration
We are the physical manifestation of God from those highest realms. All right, this is why in the Quran, Iblis and all the angels bow down to us. Iblis refused, but Iblis cast inside of man, and it became known as the Kundalini energy or the serpentine fire. All right, when it's at its base chakra, is the color red, and that color red is what we refer to as the devil, and that is Lucifer or Uriel.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
There's a book called the Book of Adam and Eve. Are you familiar with it?
Yes, definitely.
Because if you could basically tell them about that, that will help them get a better understanding of what you say when the angels are supposed to be like dealing with us. Because in that book, it also had where Adam was, all the other angels were afraid of him.
This
Right.
is a demonstration of
I
Wirecast.
just wanted to throw that in there real quick.
Right, because in the Kabbalistic teachings, Adam was the heavenly man. He was known as Adam Kadmon. That is when the angels feared us. They had to all bow down to us because God blew his spirit or her spirit, its spirit into us. All right, that is the divine soul that we now still have within us. So that is the whole, all right, that's what the
This
mind
is
is.
a
The mind is the universe. So, 5% teachings, the nation of gods on earth, they speak about the diameter of the universe. It's 76 quintillion miles in diameter. And our of the universe. While we can sit down and go to these very actually
Wirecast.
personify 7 planets that has life. And these 7 planets that he's referring to is our chakra system. So, and focusing on a particular chakra system that you actually do what is called intergalactic travel. And I ain't gonna go.
This is where I got in. Say, well, you shouldn't be even talking about this matter, looking at certain entities and all that other stuff. Angels. A lot of people say, oh, it's allegorical, it's fiction for anybody who actually seen the exercise.
Wirecast.
So what are your takes you have to tell people that will say, well, what would you tell the people that, you know, will say, well, I really don't believe in that?
About belief or not, if you believe not, he speaks about the fact that life dwells on other planets. Also referred to as density level. $100 million over 100 billion stars, be over billions and billions of
demonstration
12 planets, 12 planets just in this one solar system around the one star or sun. Over you having over ones or stars, and there's no other life. Get the book Chariots of the Gods by Daniken. He speaks about all of this.
This is a demonstration of
scientifically.
Wirecast.
So for those who don't want to believe, that's fine. This isn't for you. Continue moving. Go and listen to those who can scream, you know what I'm saying, and don't give you no substance. But we here trying to give you substance, because this is what the Egyptians understood. This is why they focus on death, because you there on that realm longer than you are on this realm. So you can believe what you want, but believe this: stop breathing for three minutes and see what happens.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
That's how important this information is. This is how important.
Repeat that.
Right.
Alim, repeat that, because your stream was cutting out. You said stop breathing for, and then it cut out.
Right. I was saying, for those who don't want to believe, it's a real simple process. Stop breathing for 3 minutes and watch you leave your body. And we have an ambulance come and get you, because your physical body will be dead. So what you think housed that physical body in which that made you move for
this
20, 30, 40, 50,
Wirecast.
60, 70, 80, 90, 100 and some odd years? What you think made your body move? Because obviously the only difference between a living body and a dead body is the breath itself, the breath of life. So if the breath of life is the only difference, because when I go to funerals, I see everybody in there breathing who's looking at a body that's not breathing. So what that means is that obviously the breath left. Now the question is, where the fuck did it go?
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Now we go back
That's
to
right.
right.
Where did it go? It left. Where did it go?
Right. So I'm telling people where it goes to, because based on transmissions and channel information coming from those who are enlightened, in which they we get our so-called inspired information from, whether it's from the Bhagavad Gita, the Hispanicisms, the Holy Quran, the Holy Bible, the book of Buddha Zen, which is the 5 baskets of Buddha Zen, or the Zoroastrian text, the Advent Aveda, the Vinaveda. It doesn't matter. Wherever the information comes from, us as being generations of these documents and this inspiration are supposed to put this information together so that it can go to the next generation, so that they will know what's going on. Now, when we go to quantum physics, good God, it's simple. Quantum physics tell you specifically. It tells you specifically in Newton's laws.
This is a demonstration
that
of
energy
Wirecast.
cannot be what?
Created
nor destroyed. That's what Newton law says. Now, this is the first thing that we get taught in the goddamn 6th grade in science class. Is Newton's laws.
Yeah.
And it's specific. And the first law is that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So if you're not,
the only thing you can hope to do is contain.
Bingo.
And that's a hard thing to do.
This
and that's
is a
why the body
demonstration
don't
of
live
Wirecast.
very long, because it's being contained by that eternal force. That's the reason why. So that means there's energy that dwells after the death of the physical body, who is the real you, not this cardboard that you're walking around with. All right? Not this vessel or this ship that you're walking around with. This is not the real you. This is not the real you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Hell,
This
your name is Joel.
demonstration of
Joel.
Wirecast.
That means L is God, force, or power. Yo means as if basically I'm invoking. It's an invoking of God. That's why you do well. Means I'm invoking God. You are an invocation of God. I am an invocation of God. We are all in human form, but invocations of God on earth, in flesh.
This is
You
a
know?
demonstration
And so
of
there's a divine
Wirecast.
essence within us. which is an angle of light. Hence, you are an angelical being.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right when it comes to that. So, people, like, what I feel is the problem is people don't get this information a lot. They're getting a lot of pseudo information and no information that actually been tested, where people could say, "Hey, I do this, and I'm going to prove I do this."
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. And that's a problem. We got a lot of naysayers. We got a lot of individuals who talk the talk but don't walk the walk. This is something that I know I do. I practice on a daily basis. I chant. I do my Qigongs, my Tai Chi, my Reiki, my pranic healing. I try to do all these things on a daily basis to be an epitome, the epitome of God in flesh.
This
I try
is a
my
demonstration
best to
of
strive towards
Wirecast.
that. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I do. I can't force anyone to do, what I do. They have to find out what they can do for themselves, what works for them. That is the key. Dr. Deborah Blair used to say it all the time. Alayhi salam upon him, who passed back in the end of January, beginning of February there. Alayhi salam to him. But we got to, as he used to say, there is no truth until you make it true.
This is a demonstration
There is no
of
truth.
Wirecast.
So you figure out, for those that's listening, you figure out what's the truth or not. I already know my truth, and you can't sway me one way or another. That's how convinced I am in my truth. That's how convinced I am in my truth. You know what I'm saying? Because I done been through nearly all the schools of religion on this planet in some shape, form, or fashion. I done had teachers who done been through various schools of religion.
This is a
You know what I'm saying?
demonstration of
Taoism,
Wirecast.
Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism. Done been through all the major world religions. All right? So that's the key. All right? That's the key. You have to go through your own trials and tribulations. It's from your experiences that you gather your knowledge and you make it into wisdom. Knowledge and experience equals wisdom. But some people have knowledge but have no experience, and therefore they have no wisdom.
This is a
So we have to
demonstration
combine the
of
two in order
Wirecast.
to make that, and then it comes forth with comprehension. Comprehension and understanding is the last within the 5%. We say knowledge is 120, wisdom is 120, and understanding is 120. That's 360. So we have to each one of us have to come to their own conclusion on what's real and what's not. I've come to my conclusion.
This is a
from nearly 30
demonstration
years
of
research and
Wirecast.
study.
Right, like you said, research and study.
Right.
We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. So, with that being said, I don't know if you're ready to show the people the PowerPoint and explain to them, like give them the visual.
Okay.
Because after we finish that, I want to start getting into the aura. Because I did the video, about the
This
aura
is a
already.
demonstration of
And as you know, I take aura
Wirecast.
pictures and all that stuff.
Exactly.
So I want you to get into that a bit with the archangels and the auras.
All right.
After you're done showing your PowerPoint.
All right. Can y'all see it?
Yeah, you want to full screen it?
Yeah, I full screened it. Can you see it? It's full screen.
Yeah, nah, just go to
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
custom slide. Go to custom slide. And click from the beginning.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
I don't know why.
It's not working.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, it's not coming up to full. Oh, let me try it again.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
What about now?
Yeah, you gotta go to from beginning, like to make it big. It's all right. Just so people could read the words. I wanted them to be able to read the words, but it's all right if you can't get it.
No, I'm gonna try it again. Let's go through from beginning. What about now?
It's all right, Ali.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
All right. All right. We began into yesterday about how the angles of light emerge. We were talking about Aether, Aether, which is the third of the darkness of space. You have dark matter, and you have black energy, and you have Aether, which gives you the ability in order to reflect. Aether is the reflective or the mirror of the darkness, but yet itself is also the darkness, in which that came forth the light, in which that is the visible spectrum, in which that is everything else, which includes all the stars, the planets, the comets, the asteroids, and us, etc., and others. All right, so basically, when we get to King James, the 45th chapter of Isaiah, the third verse, it says, "And I will give thee the treasures of darkness, all right, and the hidden riches of secret places, that they may have known that I, the Lord, which called thee by thy name, am the God of Israel." The word Israel in Hebrew means to ascend to God. To ascend to God. All right? So everybody remember that. Now, I will give thee the treasures of darkness. What are these treasures of darkness? Is within the woman is the 3 trimester period. The first 3 months, the second 3 months, and the third 3 months, which is 3 times 3, which is 9. But you have triple stage darkness, which is spoken of within the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran speaks about triple stage darkness. And so this triple stage, once again, is dark matter, black energy, and Aether, which is reflective or gifted ability, so darkness can reflect, and which that produces the light that we now that we use, or that we can now see, touch, taste, smell, and hear from, as those particular 5 senses stems from that particular process. All right, and then in the seventh verse, it says, "I form the light and create the darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." So God, or Allah, or Ra, formed the light, all right, and create darkness. And so we come to find out that God dwells within the darkness, hence the triple stage darkness. And the light is a reflective agent from the Aether, which is the third portion of that, in which that helped manifest everything to existence. The energy in which that was used is called prana, or chi, or pure energy, as we know it, in which that permeates throughout the balanced universe. And that is actually a form of Aether, or ether as it becomes known as it personifies in each of the atmospheres around the planet Earth. All right. In particular, on this planet, it is located in the ionosphere. That energy gets trapped into the ionosphere by way of the north and south pole of the planet, as we absorb energy from the cosmos. All right, we absorb energy from the cosmos. Now, that means sun, light, energy coming from various other star systems. In particular, we move around Sirius A, Sirius B, Sirius C, some say Sirius D, every 25,920 years. So we move around into these areas, in space. Actually, when you look at the planets, it's being pulled through space because the sun is 99% mass. The planets and asteroids, comets, and so forth is only 1%. This is why you get the Muslims saying the 99 attributes of Allah, and then the 100th attribute is known as Yahuwah or Yahweh, which is the masculine feminine principle, which is Allah and Allah, as we refer, or Atum Re, Amin Ra,
This
Amin
is a
Rayet,
demonstration of Wirecast.
which is the Aminta, all right, which also happens to be another name for this darkness, which that we're referring to, all right, the Aminta, the underworld, which we refer to as the subconscious world, all right, that's what taps into this area of the three stages of darkness, all right. You have interpersonal consciousness.
This is a
Consciousness,
demonstration of
or what's called life
Wirecast.
consciousness, and infinite consciousness. For those who have heard me speak about this before, we've got into that information. And these are all aspects of the mind. All right? A vibrational source being that very center of the
This is a
universe.
demonstration of Wirecast.
Here, planet is the third, is what they refer to as the highest density. All right? The physical follow the laws of mind. Everything is made of pure energy, which is consciousness. Consciousness is everything and directs everything. But understand everything, and mind controls everything. So when we read the first principle of this, the first principle is said dualism. Everything in the universe is everything is in mind. Matter of fact, the word man means the mind, means to think, means intelligence. All right, so God is mind, God is man, and man is God. All right. Now, the first substance of the universe is magnetism, and it was created by condensation.
This is a
Condensation
demonstration
of
of
what?
Wirecast.
Condensation of the mind, God's mind, in its expansive state, i.e., is the universe, which is 76 quintillion times, quintillion miles in diameter. And it formed the first substance, which is magnetism. Then magnetism condensed further and formed the second substance called electricity. And then electricity condensed into light. And the third substance of the universe, which followed, condensed into the fourth substance called ether or space. And the last three substances, which we get, is
a demonstration of
liquid and
Wirecast.
solid, which condensed in three stages out of the ether, which is chemical ether, life ether, actually called within Arabic. Nothing exists. Allah created it. Allah is alone and has no partners. La ilaha illallah wa la sharika lahu. Those who are
This is a
that's what
demonstration of Wirecast.
All right, and it appears to come out of nothingness, but actually it's the mind of God. So when we say that it didn't exist, it means that the mind is not a thing. All right, it is obvious to everyone that the mind or consciousness is not a tangible thing, yet it is the source of all things. All right, so I want to make that clear. You know, for those who say, well, you know the brain exists, but what about the mind? Well,
This
Negro,
is a
think about it.
demonstration of
With your eyes
Wirecast.
open, you know damn well that you're able to see in the physical world. But at night, your two physical eyes are closed, but yet you are still able to see into another world. What the fuck gave you the ability to do that? Somebody explain that to me. All right? So don't come with this spooky shit to me, because I'll break it down into real simple matters for you.
I gotta cut it, man.
People who calling it spooky is because they don't understand.
This is a
They on their
demonstration
first
of
reincarnation.
Wirecast.
Right, exactly. Say it again, God.
Yeah, I definitely have to cut it. It made me laugh with that one. So, that's why, like, it's just spookism. I took it, I ran with it. Since they think everything is just so spooky when you're giving them the breakdown of science, sometimes they just can't comprehend. With that being said,
Exactly.
Right.
because
Right.
Your mind.
They just can't
This is a
comprehend it.
demonstration of Wirecast.
Well, that's why I went through the 7 stages of consciousness, because there's different stages.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Right.
The government understand this, and that's why they have these how you say, different projects. They name them all kind of stuff.
Right.
Psyops project.
Right.
You got Monarch project. You want to get into that a little bit?
Right.
I don't know.
MK Ultra program, MK Delta program, remote viewing. They have done all of this shit since World War II.
This is a
They've gone
demonstration
into
of
all type of
Wirecast.
psyop programs. This is documented. Hell, they even showed you a movie called Men Who Stare at Goats, which was done right in Fort Bragg, right here in North Carolina. Hell, I used to live down 5 minutes away from the damn place. And on the building, it says PSYOP building. Right there on Fort Bragg. It's right there. So this
They just put it out in the open PSYOP building.
the shit, it ain't nothing to hide. The shit is right, because only people who can get on the damn base now
This
is those who
is a
have
demonstration of Wirecast.
basically who have
ID.
ID. Right.
Military ID.
Or military ID. You can't get onto the base any longer like that. So yeah, the damn building right there, PSYOP building. No problem. I've done passed by that shit several times. So people don't have to believe. Shit, I've been there. I seen it. That's the building where they do all of this shit at. So nobody don't have to believe this. But then again, once again,
This
you don't
is
have
a
to believe that you're
demonstration
breathing.
of
You don't even have
Wirecast.
to believe that the wind is blowing. You don't have to believe that the sun is shining. You know that you're receiving the rays of the sun. None of that shit. Because you can't see it. So, obviously, it's spooky. That must be some spooky shit to
Right.
you.
Right.
You know? But let's get back to it. Let's go to quantum physics. Because I'm a metaphysician, but I also use quantum physics because that's how that school came about.
This
They had to
is
go
a
beyond
demonstration
physics
of
because physics
Wirecast.
wasn't explaining this shit right. Anybody who took physics in college or in high school know that they said there was a state of inertia, which meant that there was a state in which that everything stopped moving. That's bullshit. Nothing stops moving. That's why they had to go to quantum physics, because based on the laws of quantum physics, they now know that everything moves. Nothing stays stationary. So let's look at it. Matter is essentially based on the
This is
principle
a
of
demonstration of
cymatics
Wirecast.
in the structure of space itself. Now, what do I mean? Because we was talking about how everything condensed. Well, light is nothing more than a condensation in which that we find matter. In other words, matter condensed from light. So no point is more central than this. That empty space is not empty. It is the seat of the most violent physics. This is John Archibald Wilder. Also state that only
This
1%
is a
of all
demonstration
we
of
know
Wirecast.
is matter. So even out of this area here that we just finished looking at, it says about 4% here. Because you got 70%, which is dark energy. Then you got 26%, which is dark matter. Then you only got 4%, which is everything else, which they refer to as matter. That means a portion of this is antimatter. All right? Now, it's real
This is a
clear.
demonstration of
that
Wirecast.
If the 5%ers, Nation Gods of Earth and the Nation of Islam states that thought travels 24 billion miles per second. Light travels only 186,000 miles per second. Sound travels 1,120 feet per second. So, we know that sound forms geometrical shapes. We know that thought slowed down transforms into light. Light slowed down transforms into
This is a
sound
demonstration of
through the
Wirecast.
principle of condensation. That means sound is nothing but light slowed down. Light is nothing but thought slowed down. I'm going to say it in the opposite that way, direction. When you get the sound forms sacred geometric shape. Circles, vesica Piscean, equilateral triangles, pentagons, pentagrams, hexagons. In fact, the female body is based off the pentagram.
This is a demonstration
The
of
male body is based off
Wirecast.
the hexagram. All right, then you got the 7 days of creation, the seed of life, the tree of life, the egg of life. The egg of life is obvious because that's the blastopores, which are the same 8 blastopores that dwells within your sacral bone area today that never changes your whole entire life. But all 76 trillion cells of your body change over a period of 7 years. So we know sacred geometry. We know that this is
a
real.
Demonstration of Wirecast.
You can get sand and put on a metal plate and put drum beats or a stereo system next to it and play the song, and the damn sand will form into geometrical shapes. So sound forms geometrical shapes. Hence, sound forms your physical body. This is why in the Sanskrit teachings it tells you about the principle of Om. Om.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
And this is the sound in which that stemmed from the Big Bang, in which that formed everything that we can see, touch, taste, and smell into physical existence. In other words, that sound slowed down from light to form sound into existence. That was the first sound or sound waves, sound particles, in which that formed everything
This
now
is a demonstration
into geometrical
of
shape.
Wirecast.
Now, according to Dr. Robert Becker in his book, The Body Electric, he says the human body has an electrical frequency and that much about a person's health can be determined by it. Frequency is the measurement rate of electrical energy flow that is constant between any 2 points. Everything has frequency. So guess what? You don't have to believe. But guess what? Everything has frequency. Goddamn, that's what your breath is. Yeah.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Because I do the frequency CDs. I also make sure I sell them at Nicolas.
Right.
What I encourage people to do is get a speaker and get like you said, metal. Or they could use it in the pan that they used to make cookies in.
Right.
All right.
The cookie pan.
Put salt.
Right.
Just put salt.
Right. You can use salt. Exactly.
Put salt and lay it on speaker, and each frequency that you play and the phone.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Geographical shape.
Exactly. And then you have to ask Africans where they got these sigils from within their system, such as the Akan, the Ifa, or within the Voodoo, which is voodoo. They have these shapes based on particular sound. Right, or the Dogon, where they have their sigils. Well, the Dogon is the ancient Egyptians. They was there in Egypt over 8,000 years ago or 6,000 BC, but they left and went westward.
This
and now
is a
you know that later
demonstration
on
of
they formed
Wirecast.
Timbuktu. But the Mandinka people are also their relatives and cousins who branched out with them as they left Egypt, and they came into this into that area known as Mali area. But guess what? They left a portion of the Mandinka people there, now known as the Dinka people within the southern portion of Egypt, you know, and what we now refer to them as Nubians. All right, but we know that the name actually was originally
This is a demonstration of
Taneseti.
Wirecast.
All right, Tassetians, who actually was the Twa people, but then you have the Nessian. It was the Ta-Nessian people. All right, this is who our ancestry comes from, because they becomes the Olmecs, and the Olmecs came here to Mexico and came on up into the interior of the Yucatan Peninsula, on up into the Mississippi Delta, throughout the south, along the eastern seaboard, across the Great Lake region, and some spread it out into the California region as we now know it as. All right.
This is
So
a
when the Albion,
demonstration
the
of
European came in,
Wirecast.
and allegedly they came in through the Bering Strait, only people who came from out of China, Russia, on up into the Americas, and already here mixed in. So the so-called black and red race
This
mixed in
is
the
a
form
Wirecast.
who was here in this landmass. This was thousands of years ago. This was before the slave trade. A later time of when the Chinese 459 AD between in different very world. But let me avoid diseases. All right. Oh, this must be some spring. Frequency is between 80 to
Demonstration of wire.
20 megahertz. Brain frequencies between body cycles at 70 hertz and the brain at 72 hertz. Also, the beat of the heart is at beats per minute. So the brain and the heart both function at the number 72. Hence, 7 plus 2 is 9. Oh,
this is a demonstration of Wirecast.
I think not. The human body oscillates between 62 and 78 megahertz. The human body from the neck up, 72 to 78 megahertz. The human body from the neck down, 60 to 68 megahertz. All right? The thyroid and parathyroid gland, 62 to 68 megahertz. The thymus gland at 65 to 68 megahertz. The heart at 67 to 70 megahertz. The lungs at 58 to 65 megahertz. The liver is 50 to 60
of
megahertz.
Wirecast.
The pancreas is 60 to 80 megahertz. Colds and flu starts at a person's body as they go to 57 to 60 megahertz. All right? Disease starts at 58 megahertz. Candida overgrowth starts at 55 megahertz. Receptive to what is called Epstein-Barr is at 52 megahertz. Receptive to cancer is at 42 megahertz. And death begins at 25 fucking megahertz. That's where death begins at. Is when your body gets down to that frequency. So guess what? If you're able to keep the goddamn frequency up, oh, but I forget, you niggas don't believe in the spooky shit. Frequency is spooky because you can't see it. You can't see frequency.
Right, that's true.
It doesn't.
Machines to measure it. People just don't buy these machines and they don't do the experiments.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people don't know like this stuff correlates to the different angelic beings, especially if they
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Like certain electronical movement happen in certain devices. That's because of the hertz. You know, the frequency.
Exactly. The vibratory rate of an individual. That's frequency. So you can believe it or not, you have an auric field. You are the universe expressing itself as a human for a little while. I'm gonna think about what I just told you. You are the universe expressing itself as a human for a little while.
Wirecast.
Now, scientists, quantum physicists have already told you that more than 90% of your physical body is stardust. Your body is stardust. You are a fucking walking star. A talking, walking, shitting fucking star. And I mean fucking literally. You are a star. Now, that might be hard to... Right. They've told us that. Hell, children are learning this in school now. And it's 6th and 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade now in physics class. That we are walking stars. Now you either understand this. Now, scientists also found out that over 300,000 tons of stardust energy falls to the planet Earth daily. Why, goddamn it, that much damn stardust falls to the planet? Because you, as a melanated being, are supposed to absorb your share of it. That's why we practice Qigong. That's why we practice Tai Chi. You think goddamn a billion people on the planet
is a demonstration of Wirecast.
is studying this type of energy modalities? And the other 6 billion ain't supposed to damn catch up to what the fuck is going on? I'm talking about Chinese and those who understand the Chinese philosophy, such as Taoism.
That's right. And all of them, they make sure, all the other cultures make sure they're getting into this and moving deep with it.
Exactly. So right here, we talk about the auric field.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Right? And most of the time, because of our low vibration, is disharmonious. Because humanity is not yet a unit producing harmony. He's not living under the laws of Mayat, which is balance and harmony, reciprocity, order, truth, justice. He's not living under those principles as of yet. So this auric interchange
This is
is
a
between
demonstration
your
of
auric field
Wirecast.
and the surrounding nature and the universe. This is what I mean by 300,000 tons of stardust energy falls to the planet Earth daily. Your physical body is composed of more than 90% stardust material. So in order to keep your monkey ass alive, and I don't mean monkey in terms of that you evolved from one, I'm talking about your monkey brain, which is your goddamn reptilian brain. They have you doing some monkey shit on Earth, which is not paying attention, which is basically thinking, just like we just finished talking about. Oh, I'm just a physical body.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Flesh and blood, amen. You all heard that bullshit song, and some of you niggas believe that. Some of you really believe that. I don't. But once again, this is your belief, not mine. All right? So,
you know what the problem is, Ali? Why a lot of them will believe that? Again, not just because they're not doing the
This
research
is a demonstration
or
of
actually
Wirecast.
experimenting themselves. It's just that it's a lot of work for them to even want to do it. A lot of people I'm learning is just lazy. So they rather believe the stuff that's more easier instead of digging in deep. I noticed the only people that's really digging in deep, especially with other money. So, you know, they correlate, they're learning about the different things.
they learned?
This is a demonstration of
They're learning
Wirecast.
how to play or intertwine with it. And that's just basically what it comes down to. A lot of them are lazy. They don't want to put in the work.
Right. Exactly. And that's a shame, because it's not that hard. Reiki is a real simple system. All right? Only thing you got to do with Reiki is get initiated, which is getting your attunements, whether it's Reiki 1, 2, or 3, which is the master level. Some say there's an apprenticeship in which that you could do for about a year or
This
two.
is a
And then
demonstration
you
of
get to
Wirecast.
Reiki master level, which would be actually Reiki 4. Whatever the case is, whoever your teacher is, whatever they teach. But I'm telling you that this shit is real. You don't have to believe it. This ain't about belief. Energy exists whether you believe it or not. Electricity exists whether you believe it or not. Magnetism exists whether you believe it or not. It ain't got shit to do with your belief system. It got nothing to do with your religious philosophies, philosophical philosophies.
This is a demonstration
dogma,
of
your doctrine,
Wirecast.
or what you've been indoctrinated with. Got nothing to do with that. But anyway, at the end of the previous universe, yeah, I said it, at the end of the previous universe, our ancestors expanded their mind beyond measure until it encompassed their whole universe. And this is what you're going to have to do. And this is what the Albion is scared of, because guess what? The process of expansion caused an apparent contraction of their universe until it was reduced to the size of a single planet.
This is a
So guess what
demonstration of
happens?
Wirecast.
They make sure that you stay in a state of fear, in a state of depression. That's why they call it oppression, suppression, depression. Right? They call it schizophrenia. They refer to it as all types of names. HDHD. Or HDH. Or ADH. Right. All that shit. That's what they refer
This
to it as.
is a
now.
demonstration
But the
of
universe
Wirecast.
was not reduced.
I call them alphabet boy diseases.
Right,
They
exactly.
try to label them.
Exactly. So the universe was not reduced in reality. But when the mind is expanding, it appears as if the universe is contracting. This is why the Albion don't want you to have your mind expand. But fuck it, I'm here to expand your mind. Joel is here to expand your mind. My wife is here to expand your fucking mind. So this apparent
This is
for billion miles per second. So actually you are a thought Exactly. Exactly. So star of the mind of our ancestors who came from the previous universe. In KHSTAR, stars or ancestors who came from the previous universe. So there is God, goddess increased itself in creation to mind is eternal. Your mind is part of the breath. You only got one. Say this, brother Joel. You only got one feeling, touch, all of the.
Of wire.
Joel.
I got a question for you from the chat. Samo 7 wants to know. So you hit someone not just with a mental thought, but physically with a mental thought.
Right, because
you get the question.
Yes, because you are a mental thought yourself. And you have the universe, which is the mind.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
In your brain, or via using your brain, because it's the portal or vehicle for your brain. You actually are nothing more than a projection. You don't exist here. You exist there, in the cosmos, as a star. This is why when you go and watch the goddamn movie Lion King, what the fuck did damn Mufasa become? Simba's father. He became a star up in the sky.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Not just one, but many.
Exactly. All right, so.
And they put stuff in the cartoons and it shows for a very good reason.
Right. Exactly. You think these Europeans are going to goddamn spend millions and millions of dollars just to damn get a laugh from you?
Hell no.
No, they got some messages that they got encoded in there. That's what Phil and Bobby and Deborah Blair and Brother Daoud and
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
And Brother
Panic
Azariah
and KT
and Brother Panic and Brother KT, the Arch Degree, all of them been saying this.
All right. So how does that deals with telekinesis? Because somebody wants to know.
Right.
You know, Bay Jackson, Craig Bay Jackson would like to know. Could you give them an explanation?
Yeah.
And I'm only taking questions now because I know we're about to round it up soon.
Right.
So
This
that's
is a
why
demonstration of Wirecast.
Those questions get answered.
All right, so let's go back to this because this is going to explain it. The breath is prana. Breath is the physical counterpart of the mind. Once again, I don't want this to go over your heads. Breath is the physical counterpart of the mind. Thus, breath is the mind in action. So you don't have to believe in breath. But the breath is the mind in action.
This
you
is
do
a demonstration
breathe. You
of
breathe
Wirecast.
5,928 times in the 24-hour period, which happens to be the equivalent to the great year in which that the sun travels through the 12 zodiac signs. So you can believe that or not. That's just what it is. So thus the breath is the mind in action, and hence is the aspect of prana incarnated. All right? And what is prana incarnated? The mind, which is the yang or masculine principle, which is Asaru, as well as
This
also the
is a
Kundalini,
demonstration of
Glory,
Wirecast.
which is also prana incarnated, is the yin feminine principle called Aset. When Aset, which is Kundalini, raises up through the 7 chakras, and the last chakra, which is the 7th chakra, which symbolizes the 7th seal in the book of Revelation, and she awakened Asaru, resurrects him from his grave or tomb, they produce the child called Heru, which is Christ consciousness. And they combine, and this is called the divine marriage in heaven. All right? Now you go to the various scriptures here in order to find that out. John 3:29, Revelation 19:7, Revelation 21:2, 9, 10. You know, I'm not going to get all into that, but we know the signs of Kundalini. All right, so let's continue on and get to that question. And let's get to it. All right, so right here.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Renesti Intelligis by Forcier and Bulldog. This is what they found. These are Russian scientists. They said the latest research explains phenomena such as clairvoyance, intuition, spontaneous and remote acts of healing, self-healing, affirmation techniques, unusual light auras around people, namely spiritual master orbs, which
this is
Brother
a demonstration of Wirecast
all the time, mind influences on weather patterns, and much more. What do the Russian scientists say? This is what they say. Russian scientists also found out that our DNA can cause disturbances or disturbing patterns in the vacuum, thus producing magnetized wormholes. Wormholes are the microscopic equivalent to the so-called Einstein-Rosen bridge in the
this is a
vicinity
demonstration of Wirecast.
Of black holes, which is left by burnt-out stars. These are tunnel connections between entirely different areas in the universe, hence entirely information within the brain, because remember, the mind is the universe in miniature form. So different areas in the universe through which the information can be transmitted outside of space and time. The DNA attracts thus a bit of information and passes them on to our consciousness.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
What we are seeing here is hypercommunication, where information is passed interdimensionally. It is as though the DNA acts as a stargate between this dimension and others. DNA is but a giant molecule, and a molecule are many atoms joined together. So, and these many atoms joined together, you know what I'm saying, come from subatomic particles. So really, you are subatomic, you are atoms, which is in particular carbon atom, you are the molecular structure, which is the giant molecular structure, is DNA. So your DNA can act as wormholes, magnetize, which means magnetize means attractive qualities. It can attract what you want. I went over this in the joint I did with Brother Rich years ago, Secret of Secrets, explaining the secret, which is the law of attraction.
So before you go any further, Ali, with what you just read from that book,
this is a demonstration of Wirecast.
When the Native Americans do the sun dance,
right, or rain dance,
and the rain dance,
right. Well, that is part of the abilities. You have to excite yourself, create a higher vibratory rate of your body, and concentrate on what you want. Right. Well, that's because you go in with your intentions. Your intention is that you bring the sun.
This
so as you begin to start dancing, you basically hyperventilate yourself through the dance, in which that causes your DNA to open into these magnetized wormholes, in which that attracts and draws in what you want. Because remember, it says that these are tunnel connections between entirely different areas in the universe, hence into different areas of the brain, i.e. the mind, that this information is coming to and being transmitted. And it's outside of space and time. Where is it coming from?
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
It's coming from the dark energy, the black matter, as I showed you, the aethers, which is triple stage darkness. These black holes or wormholes is going into those particular areas and bringing you divine information. This is what is going on.
All right, Ali. real quick, gotta stop you. We already went into the. Let's see.
This
1
is a
hour,
demonstration
20
of
minute mark.
Wirecast.
Right.
Now, for the people out there, we're gonna do, cause I know you got more. See, people, I told you this guy is dangerous. There's a lot of stuff he got where it's like, yo, it's not something you could just do. Normally, when you do lectures, it'd be like 2-3 hours,
Right.
if not longer. Am I correct, Ali?
Yes, that is right.
Now, I don't want to overwhelm the brother Alim Bey, but
This is a
for
demonstration of
people who want to see
Wirecast.
this man do a part 3, I want y'all to go on your pad or whatever it is, on your tablet, whatever you're watching it on, in the chat, press 3 if you want to hear from this brother for a part 3. Let's get it going.
Also, while y'all are pressing 3, we have a question in the chat room. Miss Callie Lynn. She wants to know which breath work is the most effective at awakening all chakras.
All right, there's 3 in which that is part of the pranic healing or pranic breathing aspect coming from pranayama yoga. The 3 is 6-3-6-3, which is you breathe in for 6 seconds, you hold it for 3 seconds, you breathe out for 6 seconds, you hold it for 3 seconds. The other one is 7-1-7-1. You breathe in for 7 seconds, you hold it for 1 second, you breathe out for 7 seconds, you hold it for 1 second.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
When you breathe in, no particular count or number, and you hold it for 1 second, then breathe out with no particular number, and then hold it for 1 second. And that is basically one of the 3 in which that you choose to do. You can do that 100 times a day, and it will expand your auric field and illuminate your chakras. Matter of fact, your auric field would, the average person's auric field is about 3 feet outside of them in perimeter. However, yours would be more than 15 feet. And there's masters who have been on this planet.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Brother Joel knows all about that as he does the auric testing. So if those who are interested, I'm pretty sure you can get in contact with Brother Joel on that. But do one of those 3 breath techniques, and those are the most powerful ones that you can use.
All right, Ali, a lot of 3s. Man.
Yeah, you are getting a lot of 3s.
All right, perfect. That's what we want.
So we got to do a part 3. We're going to set up the date. I don't know if tomorrow.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Yeah, Thursday is good.
The people is enjoying you, and I'm making sure I let the people know. We definitely gonna have this brother on at least 1 day out the week. He also teaches classes too. He didn't really get too much into that. Before we go, Ali, let them know the type of different classes you teach, please.
Right, we teach all this information in class and plus more. Actually
this
heard
is
like
a demonstration of Wirecast.
25 slides actually. I'm on the 25th slide, but we went past some of them. So you only heard about 20 slides worth of information. Normally I have over 300. So you come to class, you're going to get major amounts of information, practice, techniques, breathing exercises, Qigong, Tai Chi, Reiki, pranic healing, irisology, acupressure, reflexology, herbology, and much more.
This is a demonstration of
We have 3 months
Wirecast.
classes, in which that is $1,000 for the 3 months. For those interested, you can go to our website, dralimel-bey.com, DRALIMELBEY, dralimel-bey.com, and you can go there and put in your information and tell us that you're interested. If you need, finances, then that's fine. You can finance it. We'll set up something. It doesn't matter.
We trade also.
We also trade.
This is
So
a
if you have
demonstration
gift,
of
that you
Wirecast.
can trade with. If you got computer graphics, if you build websites or whatever you do, just tell us, and you can be in class based off of your gifts. And you're learning more gifts to add to those gifts because you came back here with many gifts. So if you want to reach your full potential, come on into class. And astrology is one of the ways in order to find out what you came back here with. That is told within your North Node and South Node.
This is a
Now,
demonstration
hold
of
up, Ali, let them see
Wirecast.
your face.
Okay.
So they see that you're actually genuine. This man is
Because
not
we
just
keep
talking
putting
monetary
them in
value,
the
he's also
future
talking
because we think
trade.
about them.
You understand? So big ups and respect to this man. Continue, Ali. Let them see your face.
All right. Let me see how to get up out of here. Okay. Oh no. See. Oh, how that happen? Okay. There we go. Right. So once again, as I was saying, we do trade. So you can definitely,
This is
if
a
you have the
demonstration of
skills,
Wirecast.
trade, whatever you need to do, we work with you. I mean, that's what we do. We ain't trying to, harm our people. We trying to get as much information out as possible in order to raise you to the next level. But of course, you have to do the work. So you do the work. We help you get the work going. All right. So once again, go to dralimel-bey.com, DRALIMELBEY. And also for those interested in learning
This is a
assets and
demonstration
protection,
of Wirecast.
learning indigenous affairs, the law, all that information, we go over that too for 2 months. And that's a $600 value. And you can definitely come. And once again, we'll trade or either, you can set up some type of finance, program with us. But bring your butts to class. That's what we want. We want to get as much information out as possible so that you can, save yourselves.
This
Because there ain't
is a
no cracker coming out
demonstration
the
of
sky
Wirecast.
2,000 years ago to do that. I'm sorry. All right? It ain't no goddamn UFO coming to do that. All right? The UFOs, if that's what we're talking about, some say Nubiru, well, you have to go to it. You have to vibrate to that level. You have to open the ship in your brain. If you go to Dr. Layla Africa's book, Nutricides, on page 15, he shows you the brain being blown up to the equivalent size of a car.
This
And
is a demonstration
in
of
the center of the brain
Wirecast.
is a galactical cloud, which is which looks like a UFO. So in order to even get to Nibiru, which is the as above portion, you have to open and awaken the as below portion. Okay? So don't think that you just going to go, the ship just going to come down. They showed you that shit in Cosmic Slop. Go to the movie Cosmic Slop. All right? They showed you that. All right? They ain't never land.
This is a demonstration of
Real
Wirecast.
quick, somebody asked me in the chat, Bay Jackson, they said, Joel, when are you dropping that lecture? Once we have Alim Bey coming into Brooklyn, him and his wife, I'll drop that lecture because he also have information. You didn't even hear this brother start getting into the extraterrestrials yet. I'm telling you,
this is a demonstration of Wirecast.
and outer dimensional beings. You haven't heard nothing yet, and a lot of people even haven't heard me go as far as I could go. So definitely, once he come up there, I make that a promise. Ali remind me. I might not even need no reminder, and I'm sure he'll put in some insightful stuff too. Like I said, we're gonna have this brother here on the regular because he's pretty well known, but he's gonna be even more well known. All right, so we're gonna be dropping the facts.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Ali, as always, before you go, get your plug in.
All right, we have Healing Wings Institute classes, 3 months. For those interested, please contact us at 910-364-9099 or go to our website, dralimel-bey.com. That's DRALIMELBEY. And my wife is putting it into the chat room right now. Also, if those interested in the law, you can also contact us
a demonstration
at the same
of
number and
Wirecast.
also at the same website. So just hit us up and we try to do what we can for you.
Numbers, Arlene, numbers. Hit them with the numbers.
910-364-9099. My wife just put it in the chat room. So call us, give us a call if you have any questions.
And it will be on the link as well once this show is over. I always make sure I put it in the description box.
This
so
is
it
a
should be in the
demonstration of
description box now,
Wirecast.
matter of fact. So people, check this guy out. Dr. Alim El-Bey, he's dangerous. I'm going to try to sneak and pull him away for tomorrow so he can wrap it up and hit people with a part 3. And like I said, part 3 is supposed to be, how you want to say it, Alim, the nail in the coffin?
Right. Indeed.
You understand? So, people, please.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
We're going to try to start it around the same time, 6 p.m., 6:15, 6:30. You know, might be pushing it a little, but we're going to get it done. All right, people? And if you're not able to tune in, remember, we're going to put it up. Share this link on your Facebook. Let people know more about, Master Teacher Alim El-Bey, as a seen Sister Mawu Netter.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
So, shout out to everybody in the chat. So we're going to be doing this, and we're going to be doing this the right way. So
right.
People that need to know, red pill and blue pill, they're going to be an addition soon. Well, they're already in addition, but I'm trying to make it where Dr. Alim El-Bey, his wife, red pill and blue pill, along with KT, the arts degree.
This is a demonstration of
Wirecast.
Wirecast.
Something where it's even more information because they got information they haven't even released yet. Those twins, the brothers, their moms. Not only that, Alim and his wife, they got information they haven't released yet, and they got documentation to back it up. So tune in. All right, people. Again, Joel Benjamin, a.k.a. Joel Benjamin 528, a.k.a. MC Spookism. I hope this
is a demonstration of Wirecast.
I hope y'all not scared. You have to change your diapers. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is the type of stuff we're going to make sure we bring to the people. Like I said, Dr. Alim El-Bey, you're going to have some people want to challenge him, debate. I hope they prepared. Because, he takes you outside the realm and puts you in a whole nother one and show you, hey, this realm exists. So, again,
this is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Oh, give them your channel, Alim, before we go.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube channel.
Right. Hit us up on YouTube. We have Alim N. Khadira. That's ALIM. The letter N. KHADIRA. We also have Asaru Alim El-Bey. That's ASARU. Capital ALIM. Capital EL. Capital BEY. When you go to YouTube, just put those names in. And you can pull up both our YouTube channels. Also, we got our radio show, which is every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is called the First World Order Radio. And we do the same thing there.
How they could get the link to go to the radio show? It's an online radio show, right?
Right. Just put in Blog Talk Radio, and then put in Alim El-Bey. ALIMBEY.
Excellent. All right, people. Again, Joel Benjamin 528.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
We're expecting to see Dr. Alim El-Bey and his wife Kadir, Nicholas, and we're going to make it as soon as possible. So definitely look to tune in for part 3. I'll make sure I make the notification even earlier so people know and they get prepared. Peace, shalom, black power, tip, what's the other one? Islam, all that good stuff people say for greeting and goodbye. Alim El-Bey, any last words before we tune on?
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Peace.
Yeah, man. I just ended it. That shit was fire.
This is still going.
Word.
Nah, that shit was supernova. The hottest point the sun could get. Like, yo, you was lighting that shit up, man. People gonna like this part too.
All right, good.
So, When I come back,
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Later on tonight, you want me to show you how to do that live stream, how to set it up?
Yeah, Queen wanted definitely want you to show her how to do that. So yeah, please do. Right now I'm getting ready to give my class, so we get ready to get up off of here. And when you get time, give her a call back, and cause yeah, she definitely needs to know how to do that.
All right, not a problem. Later, man. Godspeed.
Peace, family. All right, we appreciate y'all so much for tuning in.
This is a demonstration
and we'll see you later.
Of Wirecast.
All right, peace. How do I stop it?